The most important thing is using time as a way to plan out your future. Too many people don't plan out what they want in life, and as a result, they never gain power. They never gain respect. They never gain people's attention. And the reason why is because you never visualize yourself getting respect. You don't know how it feels, and you don't know how it feels to visualize yourself getting disrespected. When you vision a life where your partner appreciates you, treats you with respect, and in the vision you react as though you're getting the respect. You visualize how it feels to be respected. You visualize all of those components. It creates a reality around you that will inevitably happen. All you have to do is put it out into the future. Say, how many years will this take? Like, for example, I did this with my life, right? Literally, I visualized myself getting respect. I visualized myself changing people's lives. I visualized myself, people coming up to me and providing value to them. All of that happened because I visualized it. That's the power of visualization. You can use time to make a reality happen. But too many people waste their time. They never visualize. Once you start visualizing, it's when you really use your time appropriately. That's when you begin to use your time appropriately. But if you don't visualize it, if you don't see how you want them to treat you and respect you, you're not using time, you're going to waste your time. And above all, you're never going to get the types of relationships that you want. I honestly, my whole relationships changed once I started visualizing myself being more secure, once I started visualizing myself being more open, and most importantly, once I started visualizing myself not accepting bullshit. And I visualized it 5 years into the future, 2 years, 3 years, and eventually those things happen because it feels like it's inevitable. That's what it feels like. And if you want to learn about this, you can check out the book called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Get the first version of the book. That'll give you that. Or you can check out the book, 33 Strategies of War. Read the chapter called Grand Strategy. It's actually the main strategy that Napoleon used. He prepared the most, he used his time wisely, and he used time to visualize, because that's what people want to be able to do. They want to be able to waste your time so that you could go off of your course and weaken yourself. In other words, when you have a purpose, when you have a vision of how you want to be respected, treated, there's a strength that emanates from you. There's nothing more dangerous and more powerful than someone who has a vision in mind and they don't waver. And not only a vision, but a sense of destiny, a sense that it's gonna happen. And if you're not gonna make it happen for me, get the fuck out. That energy comes across as aggressive and is intimidating for people who want to put you down. And so what you have to realize is that you don't have to, they want you to get you off that path, because once you're out of that path, you get more emotional and you get more easily manipulated. If you don't have a deep desire to get respected a certain way, to get treated a certain way, and you don't compromise, if you don't have that deep desire, someone could just easily kick you out of the path by just looking nice and having good chemistry. And you sacrifice your long-term goal for a short-term goal. Notice how that is the most debilitating thing. They want you to forget about the long-term goal and focus on short snippets of validation. It hurts too much to get to that long-term goal. So they want you to just take the short route. That's how you weaken yourself. That's how you let go of their control. That's how you give them power over you. When you have a vision in mind of how you want to be respected, of how you want to be treated, and you know exactly how that's going to feel, it's going to come across as pure confidence. And people will want to kick you down from that path because it intimidates them. But if you keep it going, you will inevitably get it. And there is nobody, and I mean nobody, who could stop someone who has a clear vision in mind. And that's why they're afraid of that. And that's why that's your most powerful weapon. Yes, a lot of people might see time as their enemy. And it's true, right? To a certain degree, if you don't use your time wisely, if you value the wrong things, time is your enemy. But what people don't understand is that time could be a secret weapon, okay? Let me explain to you guys. For example, I'm a painter, right? I do paintings, I do drawings. And one of the things that got me to start drawing, or that motivated me to start drawing, because I was kind of older when I started. I didn't start like as a young kid, you know what I'm saying? So, but one of the things that got me to do it was because as you get older, time speeds up. And that's a scary thing, like I said, right? It could be scary. But time speeding up also means that time, as an adult and as an older person, I could learn faster. The perception of time is faster. So because of that, if I do 4 years of studying something, it'll feel like 2 or 3 years. So as you can see, there's some benefits to time that if you use it, it could literally be your secret weapon in dating. You know what I'm saying? So let's begin this. So the first thing is that time reveals impatience in them. If you're dating someone, letting them wait for what you call it, letting them wait for a text back, letting them wait to see you. Letting them wait is one of the most important things. Why? Because the waiting process is when people start to imagine you. The waiting process is when people start to think of you. So you have to learn how to use time that way. It's only when you make them wait to see you that their brains will replace the physical presence with the mental presence, and it'll start to imagine an image of you and start to fantasize about you to release the tension of wanting to see you right now. The next one is that it reveals the truth. Just like time has revealed, I don't want to, remember the virus that we had. Time reveals that a lot of people who were complaining about, I already got the virus, I don't need the shot. Time has revealed that they were right. Right? Right. All the Melissas are like, I don't know what the fuck this has to do with this topic. It's a dangerous time and you kill people. My fault. Sorry. I think that's where Melissa came many years before that. But it reveals the truth. If the person you're talking to is a liar, it'll be revealed with time. If the person you're talking to is a fake, it'll be revealed with time. If the person is lying to you about who they really are, it'll be revealed to you with time. And the next thing that time does is that time reveals intentions. If the person doesn't want a relationship after 2 or 3 months, the person doesn't want to see you. If the person doesn't, it's not gonna work out. It's better to walk away. If after 2 or 3 months they don't want it, you walk away. The point is that time reveals a person's intention. If you make people wait long enough, they'll let go of the act and start being themselves, right? It's like someone who's acting criminally insane, when in reality they're not insane. The only thing you got to do is have some time. Time will reveal that they're faking it. Time will reveal that they're lying. The key is for you to be honest enough with yourself that when you see those changes, to register it and do something about it. Don't just ignore it and suppress it, right? Because that's what a lot of people tend to do. Why? Because time also reveals who you are and who they are. If you're a person of low character, time will reveal it. It's very easy to think you're a good person when you're young, but you start to see the true contours of your personality as you get older, as you begin to develop, as you begin to see your dark side, but also as you begin to see the other person's dark side. Time will reveal the person's character. Time will reveal whether or not this person is of character, whether or not this person has a strong will, whether or not this person is really confident, whether or not this person is truly enlightened. All of that is used with time. And that's why it's such a powerful weapon. Time is like your eyes. Time will show you all the bullshit that people, it's like the government, right? Time, like I said, reveals the truth. Time reveals that the government was bullshitting us many years ago with I think it was, what was that thing that they said somebody bombed us and we use that as an excuse to fight, you know what I'm saying? Time reveals manipulation. The next thing is that time reveals your past. It'll give you a different perspective on time. It'll give you a different perspective on your memories. It's like as time passes by, you start to see the truth of what your parents said. As time passes by, you start to see who your parents really are. As time passes by, you get to see where even people who were traumatized, they see the trauma. People who were abused, all of a sudden, time reveals that. Time has a quality where it can make the memories fade away, but also it could move certain memories to the front of your eyes when they were repressed, especially child memories of abuse, right? But also time changes your perspective in a good way. It's a powerful thing to be able to be flexible enough to change your perspective. In fact, as you get older, you should be changing. You should never stay the same. If you're of one political party, one decade, if you're really being honest with yourself, you should not be the same political party 20 years from now. Or at least you should have picked one party at least once. You have too many people who are so hardened in their ways, who are For example, me, like, when I was younger, I was what you call it? I was Democrat, right? I voted for Obama. As I got older, I became Republican, but then now I'm starting to become a little bit more Democrat, right? I've voted for both parties. I've seen both point of views. I voted for independent. Like, I've been all around the political spectrum. In the last 5 years, it's been a little insane because of Trump, right? I didn't vote for him, right? At first, you see what I'm saying? But then as COVID and all that kind of stuff, and that one time I did for him. But then this year, it's a lot of fucking bullshit, man. I ain't voting. I'm not. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man. You know, but that's the point, right? I'm not just like sticking in one area. Time should be changing you. And if you don't change with time, it means you're resisting. The next thing is that time reveals the bad decisions that you've made, the people who you should have never dated. As you can see, time is like the ultimate revealer. As long as you wait long enough, time will do the dirty work for you. The next thing is that time makes the memory of you in your absence more intense. It's like smoke weed, right? Now, I'm not saying smoke weed. I'm saying I smoke weed. And one of the things is that if you stop smoking, your brain will start creating the image of smoking. And the more time passes, the more intense these visual representations are. In other words, you're going to see the image of you smoking with more intensity. The images are more bigger. The sound of the smoking is more intense. And the sensation that you get from it is more intense, right? The more time you spend without it, the more intense it gets. Now, it's like a bell curve, right? It comes a point where, yes, the intensity, and it's almost like mourning the death of someone. The intensity is high, and then eventually it goes lower, but it never fully goes lower, right? Same with addiction, same with mourning. And so time has that quality that it politicizes your presence in a person's mind. And it exaggerates positive traits and negates negative traits, right? The next thing is that time shows you how they feel. That's actually the truth. Why? Because you'll notice the consistency. They might be consistent, they might not be consistent. And all of that, you can only tell whether or not someone's really consistent through time. Whether or not someone's really following through on their promises through time, right? Why? Because time breaks through their fake act. Their act of trying to show you that they like you. Why do people do that? I don't fucking know. And to be honest with you, don't even try to find out. In fact, get the fuck out of online dating. That's where you see all that bullshit, right? And most importantly, spending time together with people brings you guys closer. And it's like I said, the way that it brings you guys closer is that it has a certain quality, right? Time tends to, in your mind, create curves around the person's face. Curves is something humans feel comfortable with. Sharp objects or sharp turns people don't like, right? When the baby sees you like this, the baby, creepy little baby, starts reacting to you because he's seeing sharpness in your face, right? And they get stressed out. But then when you smile, there's more roundness to your face. Angry, more sharpness, more roundness. And people are instinctively drawn to round things, right? Round things. Like when you look at Italy, a lot of the things are round. Like it's really beautiful. So one of the things that happens when you get to know people is that their faces begin to change in your mind, right? Initially, when you see people, they tend to have sharpness. When you first meet people, there's a sharpness to their face. But if you notice the qualities as you spend time together and they become familiarized with you, you start to notice that their face gets rounder. Not physically, but the way your brain perceives it. An example is like this: you're depressed. The sun is shining, but you don't sense the sun is shining, right? You know it's shining, but you're not taking it in, right? It's kind of similar to that, where obviously you're seeing their fucking face, right? It's not changing. But the way you perceive it, understand, your eyes have neurons to tell your brain what to see. So information goes in, the neurons processes it depending on how you feel or depending on your point of view or how you feel about them. And then it tells your brain what to see. Or it tells your brain what to highlight and what to diminish, right? So that's the thing, is that time just makes people look friendlier in your face. It's like watching a villain in a Disney movie versus someone who's not a villain. The non-villain has a roundness to the face, right? And honestly, notice it next time you're around. Don't get so close. Notice it the next time you get to know someone. Look at their face and notice the sharpness. And then once you get to know them, you'll notice that there's a certain roundness and childlike quality to their face. And that's what time does. Time familiarizes people. Time allows us to feel like family. When you meet people, when you're dating someone, they'll start to develop a family-like look. In fact, they'll start to look like you too. That's actually something that's really beautiful. That time brings people together. Time makes people look like each other. And honestly, that's why time is so powerful.
All right, guys, we're going to have a brief intermission so that I could tell you guys about our new bundle that we're doing, where you guys can purchase all of my courses and get it at a discount. So this bundle is pretty much the bundle where you could just buy all of my courses. You could buy Nice Guy, which is a training course on how to come across more assertive, how to come across more confident, how to not give off nice guy vibes. You guys can get access to Dark Game, which is my full dating course on how to meet women in different scenarios, how to attract women, how to make sure you don't come across as creepy, and essentially how to act like a man and not act like a doofus, to be quite honest with you. And you get all of these bonuses, which is the bonuses of Dark Game, the bonuses of Practical Mastery, which is about how to master a skill, Social Mastery, which is how to master your social life, and the Laws of Human Nature, which is a book club video that I had dissecting Robert Greene's book. All of this is naturally at around naturally is at $346, but you guys can purchase this bundle and get it at what's the price again? Get it at $238 pretty much. So you guys can purchase it right now. It's a money back 30-day money back guarantee. It's a good way to, rather than just buying them individually and paying extra, you guys can just purchase everything at a discount price. Now, the only thing I don't like is the fact that I'm giving you a lot of information at the same time. That makes me kind of scared, because a lot of times people don't do the things that I teach when you get too much information. But I've gotten too many requests to do this, so I'm just satisfying you guys. Purchase it right now by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle. All right, let's continue with the video.